Good morning. I'm Clara Louise Hay from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. Hump day, middle of the week. Still raining here in Thailand. Still raining. It's going to be raining all week. We've got another 2 days of this. Yikes. Oh well. We're spoiled the rest of the time. Hey Timothy. Hey Maria. So I'm going to be doing some channeling for the collective this morning. In this show, I'm also going to be giving mini reads as well. If you're interested in a mini read and you're here live with me, check out the pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat, and it tells you how to do it. There's a PayPal link in there for donations. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker if you'd like to. Once you've done that, if you've got a question for your higher self, if you just want general guidance, whatever, in your comment requesting it, just put a capital Q at the start so I can find it nice and easily amongst the comments. So what are we talking about this morning? Tea ceremonies. Tea. In the cafe this morning. Tea ceremony, which is all about slowing down, doing things very... I've got methodically in my head, but that's not what I mean. Being present. Being present in everything that we do is what it's about. Not necessarily doing it slowly. I mean, you can do things fast and be very present too. But generally, it means slowing down so that we can get present. Who else have we got in the cafe with us this morning? I haven't got tea. I've got coffee. It's nice. I didn't get much sleep last night. That was on the daily as well, was it? You know, since they installed that key card, and there's also a new box up there, since they went in the roof space, I've had a problem. Like, there's always been things living up there, yeah? But now they're disturbed. And first of all, they've started, whoever it is that lives up there, the tenants upstairs, started eating through the manhole cover in the bathroom. Anyway, I had that replaced yesterday because the hole was getting bigger and bigger each day. Well, 2 days. Last night, I found it hard to get to sleep last night, and then 3 o'clock, the amount of noise was ridiculous. Oh, they're doing renovations up there or something. There must be rats, I think. I'm going to have to get that sorted out because I hardly get any sleep at all because of it. It's so noisy. It feels like it sounds like they're tugging at something. I went in the bathroom when I heard it, wondering if they were trying to eat the new manhole cover. But it's a little bit too much. I need my sleep. So I'm tired. Hello, Hope. Yay, you made it. Good job. Well done. And I don't know what's going on with the Apple Watch latest update, but sometimes it just stops making noise, which is... Well, luckily it's not happened. Well, it did actually happen, but it was on a day. It happened... Luckily it's only happened in the daytime. I say that, but it's not actually true. One time it did happen at night, and I woke up an hour and a half after my alarm went off with it still going off because it was going off silently. Hi, Jennifer. But yeah, it went off this morning. We've got relaxation. Relax. Chill out. Relax. So maybe it might be slowing things down. Tea ceremony, slowing stuff down. Slow down. What's the rush? Let's get a mermaid card out. Protection. We have protection. That camera doesn't focus. This one does. Keep some aquamarine close. Mermaid's tears have been known to create these precious gems. What's that got to do with protection? Aquamarine. One of my favorite crystals. Anyway, something about protection. Protecting ourselves, slowing down. We're being protected, maybe. Who knows? Let's find out with tarot cards. Yeah, so if anyone wants a mini read, then check out that pinned comment up top. Batch them up as usual as they come in. Wait for a few to come in and then do them. If you've got a question for your higher self, or you want guidance for a particular area in your life. Got my cards somewhere, and I got my crystals as well for the yes and no stuff. Okay, let's get some tarot cards out then. Why are we slowing down and relaxing and being protected, or protecting ourselves? What's all of this about? What's going on at the moment? Not a lot. I've actually been quite lucky. I've been able to get out a little bit, and it's in between showers and stuff. Everything's very damp though. Gym gear doesn't dry, I find. So I've got 3 lots of damp gym gear because it just doesn't dry, not even inside, not even in the aircon. It's damp in here even though the aircon's on all the time to dry it out. We've got the 3 of Cups. We've got something like a reunion going on here, or party time with friends, getting back together with people. She's got really long legs, that one. Look at her. Or maybe she's just wearing a skirt really high. All the hips are at the same height, but she's really tall. Three of Cups. I don't know. Reunion, maybe. But go slow, go slow. Thanks, Lisa. Too many. And the 4 of Pentacles. Hold back. Hold back your energy. This is like the energy of, so if you're getting together, night out, reunion with friends, wanting to dive into things, wanting to set things off, the idea that you've had or that relationship, this is saying, whoa, 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 protect yourself, watch out. It could be a chance to do something, to move forward on something, and this is kind of a warning not to do that for some reason. Oh, I've not done the Lenormand cards. That's why I'm kind of lost. Feeling a bit lost, like, what are we talking about? It's because I've not done the Lenormand cards. Let's do them now. It'll make a whole lot more sense. I do like these Lenormand cards. I'm so glad I got them. Just didn't get on with the other deck that I bought at all. I just couldn't get into it, but this one's lovely. Okay, guys, what are we talking about today? We're talking about lucky. Lucky. Luck. And children. What a dream. Oh, I told you that last time. A dream that I was pregnant. Children. Lucky children. Health is the tree. Health and well-being. My friend's children aren't very well at the moment. Okay, what else? A man. What's he looking at? He's looking this way at abundance. He's looking at his money, his fortune, his property, what he's got. He's getting his stuff in order. Counting his money. Lady. Oh. Getting stuff in order. Dividing up assets, maybe. Closing down a business. Dividing things up. The abundance between them. This one for you, one for me, one for you. That kind of thing. Lucky children. Lucky the children are well. The sun. So something being revealed. Hello, Angel. Welcome. Something being revealed, or happiness, or the divine masculine. Anchoring something in. Oh, let me read the anchor card out, because we haven't had that out very much. I don't think. Anchor. You can never cross the ocean until you have the courage to lose sight of the shore, says Andre Gide. To the sailor, the anchor means safe mooring and returning. Oh, yeah, I do remember it now because it's not even true, is it? To the sailor, an anchor means safe mooring and returning home to security and stability. No, it doesn't. Anchor is a temporary thing that you do, and it's not secure and stable. It drags, it moves. Wrong. But the meaning of this card is anchoring something in. Courage, perseverance, endurance, permanence, confidence. Keep going, keep going. Hold something dear, don't try and rush it. The anchor card signifies jobs, marriages, and other long-term commitments that come with heavy responsibilities. These life choices mean sacrificing freedom, but there are things that keep us grounded and provide a sense of identity. In the Lenormand reading, the anchor is a positive card that means you've reached your goal. This card is not about fleeting gratification or mundane victories. This anchor is a sign that you have successfully filled your destiny. It's safety, it's completion, it's commitments, it's permanence, it's security, it's groundedness. Nice. Hello, Ricky. Hey, Angel. Angel, check out the pinned comment. Well, everybody, check out the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. It tells you how to do the whole mini read kind of stuff. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link up there in there. You can also use Super Chat or Super Sticker. If you've got a question for your higher self, like you have there, you put it in. After you've done your donation, put a capital Q at the start of your comment, just so I can find it easy. And then we've got book. By the book. Long term. Okay, so we're talking about long term stuff again. You know, it seemed like things were moving, didn't it? And then we've got this message again of slow down, protect yourself, relax. There might be an opportunity, but still don't rush it. Things are developing, being anchored in for the long term. Lucky the children are well, because the man and the woman are dividing their assets. This could be about you knowing where your money is, how much you've got, that kind of thing. Closing down joint bank accounts, that's a good one. Stuff like that. Knowing what's what, whose is whose, where's where your money is, how much you've got. Doing things by the book. Not just trying to get away, rush job kind of thing. Doing things by the book for the long term. So we're talking long term stuff again. Let's read it down. We've got a lucky man here. Sun's coming out. Good. So divine masculine stuff is coming out. I mean, look, things happening. Something's being revealed. Things are happening. Lucky. Child, abundance, anchoring that in. Oh, interesting. So there could be something about generational wealth going on here, is what it seems, for the long term. Generational wealth for the long term, building something up, maybe assets going into, what is that squirrel doing? You weirdo. It's hanging itself over, like with its belly, over a power line. There's two of them there playing. Being weird. Oh, you're going to get bitten on the bum. Cheeky, these squirrels. Oh, that's strange. Thanks, Ricky. Oh, distracted by squirrels. Yeah, division of assets, building things for the long term, generational wealth, making sure that the kids are going to be okay, that they get the money, that they've got the financial backing. Could be talking about, it's got a serious, like, sort your abundance out kind of thing. Make sure that your money's in the best yielding accounts and investments and stuff like that. And that you've got a will, which I don't, and I should have, because I've got ongoing income that should go to my children. Sorting stuff like that. So it's a very serious time today, really. So this could be preparation for what it is that we want to move swiftly forward on. This is saying kind of prepare, do the boring stuff about money, making sure everything's secure. Then we've got the well-being of a lady, doing things by the book, making sure that the lady's okay. A lot of financial stuff right in the middle of this. Okay, so that gives us more of an idea of what the hell's going on here. Let's do some mini reads. Thanks, everybody. Okay, who's that? Michelle! I'm not going to pay you. Michelle, you sent a money request to me instead of a donation. Got it the wrong way around. Okay, Lisa. Let's find you, okay. PayPal. I didn't speak to him today. I could have. Is he done with me? Is he done with Lisa? Let's find out. Hungry. A lot of training yesterday. I was hungry the day afterwards. No, he's not done with you, Lisa. Oi! Oh, yeah. Okay. Lisa. It's not done with you. Let's find out. Perfect, right. Okay. This is not about perfect. This is about not being perfect. This is about us being human and that being okay. Hey, Christine. Us being human and that's okay, right? It's okay for us to be human. We don't have to be perfect. And, sometimes if someone's putting you on a pedestal, sometimes you have to tell them, hey, I'm not perfect, stop treating me like I'm perfect, because that's not going to end very well at all. But that's not what it is in this case. This is more admitting to yourself that you don't need to be perfect. Sometimes we beat ourselves up because we didn't do everything right. This is saying don't do that. Right, it's like send a message that you're not perfect. That's what it's saying. It's saying send a message saying that you're not perfect. We've got to give ourselves cut ourselves some slack, allow ourselves to be human beings. And be supportive and play. So lighten up about this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's saying like get in touch, but in a kind of light way, saying, oh, I'm not perfect. Just light, bringing it back to human being status instead of trying to impress each other and, trying to impress each other. It gets tiresome, doesn't it? Supporting each other instead, to be lighter about it. Said to your daughter last week, you missed you fondly. No. No, not done with you. Not done with you, Lisa. Ricky. I stood my ground and I'm wondering if he's coming with more excuses or change. Is my stability and abundance along with him or solo? Okay. Stability and abundance. Is this, well, it always starts solo. I know what your high self's going to say. It always starts solo. We get a hard lesson if we rely on anyone else for it. We really do. So that, you're not going to defy the laws of the universe there. If we don't have that stability in ourselves, if we try and get anything from anyone else instead of realizing we have it in ourselves, then that's a need for someone else, and that always gets a hard lesson. It always does, because there's nothing lacking in us, and we've all got our connection with abundance, And so when we realize that, we can be whole and then get into a relationship, and then we don't have those hard lessons about it. So that's kind of already answered. But is he coming with more excuses? Is he coming in with more excuses? I heard probably. No, I heard probably that. Because people don't change that much, hey? Let's find out about this. Look at this. Cleanse and doubt cancels abundance. Yeah. How interesting you've come along today with that. Just with those Lenormand cards, with abundance being at the center of it. We've got to get our house in order, don't we? And it's a little bit of a worry if in readings, and it has been coming up in a few of the pick a card reads, that someone's got to sort the money out, someone's got some financial stuff going on, and that is not a time to start a relationship or be in a relationship, because we need that stability. We need to be two whole people coming together, like I already said. So you've got stuff to do with abundance first. I think both of you. Because if he's abundant, or you're viewing him that way, and you feel like you'll have more stability because you can't have it by yourself, or you don't see a way of having it by yourself, if it feels more secure abundantly being with him, or you can see that as a thing, then that is doubting your abundance. I'm not saying that we can't receive of other people, we can, but it's once we know that we've got direct access to source ourselves, once we realize that ourselves, So, yeah, abundant stuff to sort out there. Now, when someone has got abundance and then they're attracting people that kind of want the stability from their abundance, that's a whole different thing. That's someone that maybe could be abundant from a fearful place. We all know people like that, right? Abundant from a fearful place, so they have to have a lot, or they don't feel secure. And that kind of instability in self can attract people that have the instability in themselves and don't have abundance. It's kind of a balance thing. A definite abundance to sort out here. For me, I had a relationship with an extremely wealthy guy, and the power dynamics in that was terrible. You think it would be a great thing. No. It was hard. I've been with more generous paupers, let me put it that way. Got to refocus and meditate. Interesting you asked that question. Is it coming with you, or should you keep moving? I think you've got something to teach each other. I think you do. Do both. Keep moving and learn from this. But yeah, meditate, refocus. Your focus right now on this relationship isn't the right focus. You're showing each other where this stuff is. The insecurities that are coming up in you about this are showing you exactly what it is that you need to focus on in yourself. Yeah. He's a therapist. Yeah, tricky even so, because we get attracted to these things because we need the help ourselves. Good luck with that. Thanks, Michelle. Did you donate, Michelle? Hey, Shaz. I got a request from you, but that's me paying you, which isn't going to happen. Let me just check. Money request. Michelle. Pending. It's a bill. Let me cancel that. Cancel. Okay. Can try again, Michelle. If you like. Hey, Carrie. Okay, did I do everybody? I think so. Hello, Llewllyn McMillan. Got Ricky. Yeah. Okay, done. Let's get back to the tarot then. So we're talking, doing the boring stuff, getting ourselves sorted out, the money, that kind of thing, especially about children. Three of Cups and the Four of Pentacles. So when there's this reunion, someone coming in, some kind of a party, as an opportunity at maybe moving forward with an idea that you've had, a business that you've had, because of this reunion, could possibly be happening again on the 17th. I think I might be going to the other island again on the 17th. But whatever it is, or start of a relationship, you might want to push it forward, and it's saying now is not the time. Hold your energy back from that. You always forget the submit button. It can be tricky. I had a weird thing happen to me. I ordered some makeup brushes, and off this American site, and I clicked on the pay with PayPal thing, and it didn't take me to PayPal. It just said, thanks for your order. I'm like, that's weird. I didn't pay for it. So I got the emails through, thanks for your order. And then like the PayPal email came through saying you paid a payment to them. I'm like, wow, I didn't. It just did it itself. You know, usually it takes you to PayPal and you have to click. It didn't. It just did it. Okay, we've got the Four of Wands next. Marriage. Marriage. The partying on top of the roof there. They've built something really good for themselves. Really big house there, look. Very nice. Very nice energies. So, okay, don't rush into things because this is a long-term thing. Protect it. Stay loyal to it. That's what I'm hearing. Relax about it. Don't rush in. Be very mindful about it. Especially if your ego wants you to blow things up. Do you know what I mean? Throw a spanner in the works. Get things to move forward. Again, could be talking business, could be talking relationships. This is saying don't rush it. It does usually, right? Was I on an Apple product? Yeah, I was on my Mac. But I'm always using Apple products. And it usually takes me to PayPal to do it. You find me today? Cool. Yeah, it makes such a huge difference. Thanks everyone for commenting on my videos because like since I started saying about it, yeah, I've started getting new subscribers. They're showing more people. It's still very low. I mean, it's still like a quarter of what it used to be, but it's picking up now. New people are coming in. So thanks everyone for doing that. I mean, it makes a huge difference. I can do all the work I like and put as many videos out as I like, but YouTube will not show anyone if you guys aren't interacting with it. And these lives, they don't count. This live chat, it doesn't count toward the thing. I've noticed, not at all. So I think comments on the live replay, they count, but not the live chat, unfortunately. Find balance between standing your ground and being an ego. Yeah. I felt like sending a message last night, and I thought, no, I won't. And it's just the ego, isn't it? Wanting to rush us in and push things and go, okay, well, I'll get them moving. As if they're not moving already, you know? They are. Two Lisas in the house. Michelle, you didn't donate. You sent me a money request. Yeah, you asked me for money instead of sending me money. So I cancelled that, so try again. Yeah, I should increase my view time and number of views. Because my pick a card reads, they were getting like 3,000-4,000 views on. And now they're getting like 1.5 if I'm lucky. Usually 1K just. And it's gone downhill significantly. The dailies used to be at like 1,500, 300, 400 now. It's really dismal. And you know, I know that I'm talking to the older demographic, which doesn't help. If you've got a YouTube channel that is aimed at the kids, you're going to have higher views. I know that. And the older demographic doesn't necessarily know how to use technology as well as the younger demographic as well. So there's that too. And there's also the stuff that I do as well. It's the deeper kind of the work, which are channels that do that are always quieter than the ones that tell you what you want to hear. You know. Yeah, join our Facebook group. Thanks for remembering that, Timothy. Here's a link to it. Next up, we've got Page of Wands for the collective again. Page of Wands. Paying close attention there. A message coming in. Details, define details. It's really boring message today of sort stuff out, the boring stuff. pay the taxes, do the books, have a will made up. It's all of that kind of stuff. And death. Because before this rebirth, there's a major ending that needs to happen. We've just got to get ready for it and get ready for it and get ready for it. Hello, Avantiki. Death. Yeah, and this always has to happen, right? Something needs to end before we can have this new beginning, a rebirth. It's very significant when it's the death card. It's not just the end of a cycle like the World card. It's it's a big thing. If we're talking about you wanting to start something big, a significant relationship, significant new business, something like that, buying a house, paying some land to build a house on it, I'm doing, then something big needs to end. Sure can. Check out the pinned comment up top, everyone that wants a mini read. That tells you how to do it. The comment that's pinned up top of the live chat. You did the wrong request first. Oh, I haven't got anything through. But let's see. Hang on, I'll just refresh it. No. Nothing through. I cancelled that bill. It can be tricky, hey? Right. More tarot then. Book of Shadows Tarot. Let's find out more about this waiting game. It's more than waiting though now. This is saying the stuff that we actually need to do to get prepared, but it's boring stuff. We don't really want to do it. We want to jump straight to the excitement, but it cannot be that way. We've got to do things by the book and make sure everything's protected. There we go. Michelle, got it. Yay. And, oh, now they're all coming through. Avantiki, got yours too. Thank you, guys. So, same card as we had last time, remember? First out is the Eight of Water, which means something's brewing. Something is brewing. Okay, let's do these mini reads then before I lose your questions. Michelle, where's yours? You'd like high self-guidance, Michelle? Okay. Thanks for your donation. High self-guidance for Michelle. Michelle. Oh, this is interesting. I think, anyway. Be firmer about travel. Plans that you've got, things that you want to do, places you want to be. Don't put it off into the future in your mind with some kind of a caveat like, well, that would be nice, but I have to wait for this or that or whatever. I have to wait until I'm freer, until my kids have got older, until I've got the money for it, whatever it is. This is saying, don't do that, because it's not going to happen if you do that. Be firmer about that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this thing. We have all kinds of choices, but our minds tell us that we've got all of these restrictions, but we don't have to have the restrictions. I mean, it doesn't have to be. We can make the choices. We can just dive on in there and deal with it when we do. Be firmer as in saying to the universe, I want to go to this place, do this thing now. I want to do it now. Yeah, don't put things off for the future. Don't believe the ego that says all about these restrictions and stuff. That you need to wait until this or that. It's not true, you see, because we can manifest this and that if we get on with the I'm going to do it kind of stuff. What else? Find a new approach and be artistic. That was what I was just thinking. You know what? When I got a little bit quiet then, before I looked at these cards, I wanted to tell you, like, sometimes, well, not recently, because tourism has only just started after the COVID thing here. But before that, when we had like normal tourism, there'd be backpackers, right? They didn't have a thing, but they would somehow get by. And they would still be traveling around, like coming to places like this. So they'd managed to get themselves a ferry ticket to get here somehow. And then they would like make the little bracelets or whatever it is that they do, being creative, to get the money for, you know, the room, and they just get by doing what they do wherever they are. And it's interesting because when I started traveling, I've lived here 6 years now, but to get here, I started traveling in Southeast Asia. I started off in Bali, and I said that like Bali. I used to live in Uganda, but no, Bali and Indonesia. And the first place that I stayed there, it was the first hotel. It was what was it? Oh, the name escapes me. Airbnb. It was an Airbnb. It had like a joint area and the rooms off. It was like a normal house really, but the rooms could be locked. So kind of a hotel-y kind of a normal house. Anyway, the shared area. It was nice because there was like a bit of a lounge area and a bit of kitchen area. And I met this girl there and I started chatting as I was waiting for my then boyfriend to get ready. It took him ages to get ready. And chatting with her, and she was asking what I do and stuff like that. Anyway, she was like, "Oh my God, I really want a reading. I like I'm in such a transition at the moment," and I'm like, "Well," she said, "Can you do it for me?" I said, "Well, yeah, I can do it now if you want." And I did, and I thought, how interesting. Like first day, it was literally like first day after the first night's sleep there, first day of traveling, that someone asked me, and I'm like, oh, is this how it's going to be, universe? Guides, is this what you want me to do, like travel around? Because I didn't have a massive amount of money behind me or anything to do the traveling either. I thought, that was pretty cool. I can do that. I can be like the traveler's psychic kind of thing. Yeah, and I hadn't thought of doing that because I usually only work online, you know. But anyway, something like that. Find a new approach, be artistic. You can do the stuff that you want to do. You can go to the places that you want to do, and you can do it now. Be creative. Be artistic. Do what you can do, and it will be shown to you like that of what it is that you can do. Maybe someone will even ask you for it. Interesting, huh? I think so. Avantiki. Your cue's not attached to your question, but that's all right. What are the feelings of Ashwani for me? Is he hiding or holding something from me? Is he hiding or holding something from? Is he hiding something? Yes, hiding something. Ooh. You're fighting with PayPal, Lisa. It's like that sometimes, hiding something from you. Oh, why? Okay. Yes, feeling a connection with you. So you asked about his feelings, first of all, feeling a connection with you. So that, you know, that weird feeling that we get that we're connected with someone, we can't quite figure it out. Is this love? Is this, what is this? What is this feeling? I'm feeling something strong, but I'm not quite sure what it is. And a sabotage there. And I was getting something really clear from that. So yeah, holding something back as they're trying to figure something out, how they're feeling. But the sabotage is something that has been learned. You know when, like, when adults make relationships really complicated, your parents might have done this. And so parents not having good relationships, and then when you're growing up and you ask your mum about boys and stuff, and they say, they dump all of their weirdness out on you, like, well, this is what my mum said. Go with the ugly ones because they will treat you right. And, just all stuff like that, just weird shit, right? That doesn't make any sense, but it's what they've kind of learned. I'm getting that this guy has been taught weird stuff like that, has been taught to sabotage things. So it's like, oh, if you like them, then don't talk to them, or something like that, something stupid. He's been taught something stupid, which is a total sabotage for relationships. But he doesn't realize that, and it's his go-to thing because he was taught that. Yes, feelings for you, yes. trying to figure it out though, trying to figure out what those feelings are, and got this component of sabotage too. Wants to be himself, but has got this programming from, I think, parents, this weird programming from parents. I can't put my finger on what it is, but you got a feeling like they're holding something back. Yes, this is why. Kind of fighting with themselves to free themselves from that relationship, that garbage that they've been taught. You know, it's like, so yeah, my mom, she decided that the ugly ones, and my dad isn't ugly, he's good looking, but she told me, well, but he was a cheat, you see. And she said, no, just you go with the ugly ones because the good looking ones, they'll cheat. They won't treat you right. She said they won't treat you right. And it's like, hang on a minute, I'm good looking. What does that mean about me? It just makes no sense, right? But sometimes it's still in the back of our mind, sometimes, that teaching. It's hard to get away from it. That's what they're doing at the moment. So wanting to be your lover, wanting that, like feeling that connection, feeling that attraction to you, wanting that, but finding it hard to break away from the garbage that they've learned, I think, from parents. So yes, got feelings for you, but you might have to be just really patient with this one while they figure themselves out, while they get over that the fear hump to actually approach you. Yikes. What were you all told? Did you have weird stuff? My dad also told me that if I were to turn a man on, I could pretty much expect to be raped. So if I'm attractive, I can pretty much expect to be raped. This was him telling me this as I was a teenager. Be careful. Be careful, Claire, being attractive. What kind of thing is that to tell your daughter? All kinds of nonsense. Anyway. Back to the collective tarot. If anyone else wants a mini read, just keep them coming in and I'll batch them up again. But we've got the Eight of Water here for the collector, which means that something is brewing. Let me read it out for you because this tarot deck is very different than normal ones, other ones. So I like to read it. Magic and transformation. It's a time of powerful change. Your intent and decisions will have long-term ramifications and will shape the directions being determined at this time. I just got a hit of my deodorant. It smells a bit like air freshener. I don't like it. Your intent and decisions will have long-term ramifications and will shape the directions being determined at this time. You have the power to create the transformation you seek. Right, you have the power to create the transformation you seek, but there's long-term ramifications. So be careful is what all of these cards are saying. Be careful right now. Something's brewing and you want it to be good long-term and you want to get it sorted out. Don't want to just dive on in there because the ego wants the instant gratification, the lust, the instant rewards from diving into that business before you've even set it up properly and not stuff like that. Don't cave into the ego. Let's do this the right way by the book. Kind of similar to the Magician card, but not because the Magician has got all of the resources to hand. This is more the intention is there. And a long-term thing, yeah. Your friend's mum. Never trust a man fully if he's guaranteed he won't get caught cheating. He'll do it. Oh, so they will cheat if they can get away with it. Yeah. Well, it's all about self-love. Someone that's loving themselves and respecting themselves is going to hold themselves to high standards, right? And hold other people to high standards. It's all about self-love. You know, and so your friend's mum has had that experience, right? Has learned that from the experiences that she's had. But it's not causation, is it? It's not true. There's always something deeper behind all of that stuff. We can say. We can think things are connected when they're not. We have the Mother of Air next. Flinging books around. The Mother of Air. She writes books and creates language. She builds bridges with words and ideas, helping you communicate more effectively. Getting prepared for communication. Getting your ideas straight. Words and ideas straight and preparing for communication. Maybe learning more about it. Again, if we're talking about business, we could be learning more about what is required for that. If you're buying land or a house, you might be learning more about that. Getting prepared to put your offer in, getting prepared to go into business. So what it is that you're prepared to put into it. Money, what you want to get out of it, money. But also what energies and time allocation and stuff like that you're prepared to put into it. It's about getting a lot of clarity and getting ready. The boring stuff, like I said, it's doing the boring stuff before you communicate it. Yeah. So this is saying, like, once you're with these people, there's an opportunity coming up of being with these people, whoever it is that you're going to be doing something with, relationship, business, whatever. And it's saying, hold your energy back. Don't do it. Don't communicate yet. Do long-term think. Long-term thinking. Then we have the Nine of Water. Elephant. So like me. Let's see. Nine of Water. It is. It's Lakshmi. The Nine of Water promises increased prosperity, both material and spiritual, as well as others to share it with. Blessings and gifts and revelations abound as if from nowhere, simple in response to your own generous actions and simple requests. Prosperity, gain. Ricky, I've been waiting 3 years. 8 months is nothing. 9. Prosperity again. So there's going to be an increase in prosperity. This is why we've got to be careful. This is not a time to cut your losses and run kind of thing. It's not like, oh, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered with this divorce. I'm just going to do 50-50. It's not a time to do stuff like that. It's like, not do it by the book. Make sure it's all fair. Make sure the kids are provided for. Same with business. Make sure it's all fair. Don't just jump into it and go, oh, well, we'll just wing it. It's not a time to do that. A lot of wealth can be created from whatever's going on. The elements. Here's the Magician for you, Timothy. The elements. Pentacles, the cups, the wands, and the swords. There's all the resources that the Magician has. Magician, where are you? Here we go. Wait. It's got a lengthy explanation about this, about all the different elements. But really it's about all the resources that we've got. There's not really anything to read here. It's about co-creation with the universe. It's about the skillful use of resources. Oh, there we go. Skillful use of resources. Especially like wealth. We can generate more wealth. I'm definitely getting this feeling we're to honor the resources that we've got and not cut our losses. Cutting our losses, what I mean by that is just kind of walking away from the money, not being that bothered about it. That is going to send you on a downturn of abundance. We don't want to do that. We want to have an increasing abundance because we're worthy of it, because we're worth it. So if you've got your self-worth and self-esteem intact, you're not going to cut your losses, right? It's like when I went through a divorce, I didn't have my self-esteem or self-worth intact. Quite the opposite. I wish I had, and then I would have fought for more, but I didn't. So there we go. Don't do that. Focus your will. An insightful understanding of a situation. We could be talking about divorce, but we don't have to be here. Like, I'm still getting this business thing as well. You could have all kinds of things starting off. But it's definitely, and if you've got like a way of usually doing things like that, of being generous or backing down, or or telling yourself a story like there's, I can just let that go, I can let that money go because there's always plenty more where it came from. That could be an excuse for a lack of self-worth of taking what is yours with you, that kind of thing. Yeah, because I'm getting a definite message about don't cut your losses. So any patterns that you've had like that could be linked to a lack of self-esteem or lack of self-worth from the past. If you've been increasing your self-esteem and self-worth, you need to change those patterns. You've been on this channel a year, really? Last September. Oh yeah, I was waiting there. It's complicated though, my situation. Not for me, but even so, in my personal situation, in all of that time, I've grown and I've learned so much more, and I'm so much more stable now and so much more sure of myself. And other stuff is going on, like start of a new business soon and buying land and stuff like that. I've got a lot going on for myself, which is ideal, isn't it? Try not to focus on his stuff so much. That can be tricky. Try not to focus on them. Keep on moving solo now, Ricky. Don't wait. They'll catch up. Yeah, don't keep raising your standards. Hey, April. Keep raising your standards. Keep moving forward. If they're for you, they'll catch up. Don't stop yourself waiting for somebody. Don't stop your progress waiting for someone. That is not a good idea. And you want a partner to grow with you, right? You want them to step up. And it's weird because people have this idea of me. I've heard it being said, and I know that people have this. They're like, why do you want to be with me if you could be with anybody? You could be with anyone. And it's like, well, I don't want to be with just anyone. And like, what is the choice here? I look around me, there's no choice. There's nobody that's good enough, quite frankly. And yeah, it took a specific kind of a person with a specific kind of a level and stuff that they're doing to be with me, and that's cool. I don't mind being by myself. I'm having a great time being by myself, in fact, in the meantime. But I'm not going to hold myself back from growing. Yeah, don't stop yourself from growing or moving forward on stuff. Thanks for your donation, April. And we have 8 of air. She is meditating. It's the meditation card. 8 of air. Don't underestimate the power of our mind. In this situation, the mind is the key. Yeah, and I am getting that meditation is sometimes about listening to our mind so that we can pick up on the subconscious crap that we've got in there, to actually listen to that. Like I said, with the relationship things, we could have subconscious stuff like that. Don't trust the ugly ones, or men will cheat if it can get away with it. Don't give them a chance to get away with it, otherwise they will. Stuff like that can be running in the background, and when we meditate, we can pick up on that. I think there's clues in that subconscious crap at the moment. There always is, but at the moment, with whatever's going on in your life, meditation is a good idea at the moment because it's where your mind goes to, right? That's the biggest trip up in the subconscious at the moment that you've got, that's in the subconscious that you've got. It's kind of sabotaging you or holding you back. So the 8 of Earth says not to underestimate the power of our mind. In this situation, the mind is key. First, calm it and do not let it obsess. Second, focus it and decide the best way to employ its power. Finally, control it. Maintain connection to the divine and keep it on task. That's tricky to do. I don't think we can, really. I think we just got to get wise to it. Our ego's always going to be there. But meditation can help us to see it for what it is. It gives you direction, meditation. So you get your guidance through it. Yeah, meditation is all kinds of things, isn't it? You get all kinds of things from it. It's great. Don't do it very much myself. I mean, my work is meditation. I do get into a meditative state to do my readings. But personally, for me, I actually did last night. I meditated a bit last night because I was finding it hard to get to sleep because of things that were bugging me. Ricky, you pulled back your energy. Shows up as more than best friend. Okay, either way. Yeah, and if someone's showing up as a friend at the moment, that's a good thing. I mean, it really is. It's a good thing. It's slowness. As long as they're still showing up. If they're running away, don't chase them. Unless they got your money. Unless they stole your money or your food. Don't chase them. Chase a man. Or a woman. But yeah, if they're showing up, it's a good thing. Then we have the 3 of Earth and in bulk. 3 of Earth. Planning, is it? Plant life. Oh, the 3 of Earth is a result of what can be done when different elements combine together. I was picking that up and I didn't say it from the elements card, from the magician card, is that there could be a symbiotic relationship or a synergy between 2 people or a group of people, talking about business or something like that, that yes, you've got everything within you, but when you've got with other people and work together, or in a relationship, these elements combine together and increase. You know, we had that Lakshmi again in the middle. The abundance card is right in the middle of the spread again. A lot more. A lot more can be accomplished. Working with others or a part of a team will allow you to accomplish more, or even something entirely different than if you were to work alone. So if we're talking about relationship here, you know how I was saying before to whoever it was that was asking me about that, about stability, financial stability in a relationship or by yourself. Well, both. By yourself so that you're not looking at for someone else, but then expanding it together. Now that's a different thing, isn't it? Stability in ourselves, coming together, and then great expansion of our abundance together. That's good. Now, going back to the Lenormand cards that came out as well, it said that children bring luck and well-being, and that is a very interesting thing because you might have noticed babies bring abundance. And why is that? Because the universe steps in, because the babies have got this vibration to be taken care of course. They've got very high self-esteem and self-worth. So a baby comes into a family exerting this manifestational, very high self-worth, self-esteem, and it brings abundance. So children themselves can bring abundance, babies especially. And what was I saying, babies? When more people come together like that, the mix of vibrations can create more. And the skills and what you bring to that can bring more as well. Again, I'm talking about relationships and I'm talking about business here. In bulk. In bulk. I'm guessing this is a star, is it? In bulk. What does she look like? There she is, yeah, it's a star. Hope, healing, peace, comfort, guidance, direction, a light in the darkness, gentle refreshment. It's a time of clearing things out, literally and symbolically. First signs of spring. The baby sun god grows as is nurtured by the Great Mother. Pagans begin calling to the goddess, asking her to return from the underworld. While Yule celebrates the return of the sun, Imbolc rejoices in the first signs of spring. When snow and ice of winter begin to thaw, and new lives begin. Imbolc means in the belly, and Oimelc means use milk, signifying a clear connection between this holiday and the lamb soon to be born. During the celebration, which is focused on purification, it's time of cleaning things out, both literally and symbolically, before the new start. Yeah, that death card that we had there. So we're getting ready. Have hope, because we are getting ready, getting prepared for something very solid here. Business and personal, yeah. If they're chasing you, that's a red flag too. Yeah. Why are they chasing? Makes you want to run away when someone's chasing, right? Okay, what have we got here? We've got someone trying to sell me sports gear. Midweek flash savings sale. And April, thanks April for your donations. And your email. So we've got questions in an email here. April's been feeling overwhelmed with extra work at the office since my assistant found a design job. Wondered how long I'd be working solo before my next assistant comes. For now, everything is on me. Oh, looking forward to a small vacation. My daughter will be away from her father on spring break next week. I'd like to go somewhere solo. Oh, nice. Two options. Thinking Iceland. I went to Iceland before I moved to Australia. Or Southern California. Wow, very different. I've recently seen the weather report for Iceland predicting freezing rain. It was freezing when I was there. But I wanted to go when it was freezing like that because it's such a weird place. Yeah, I think it's the time to go is when it's freezing, personally. It's the coldest place I've ever been. I think it was like -9 degrees when I was there, whatever that is in American numbers. But yeah, I think it's good to experience it like that because it's just such a weird place with the geysers and the hot spots on the ground and the thermal waters. You know, the hot water there is tapped out of the earth, so it's sulfur water. You shower in stinky water, which isn't the best if you've got a hangover. Everything stinks of sulfur. And the Blue Lagoon is amazing. When I went to the Blue Lagoon, it's like hot water and it's like that crystal blue from all the silica in it. And you're in the water and it's so hot, but your head's getting pelted with freezing rain, snow. You know, just it's such an extreme, a place of extremes. I think I would go there. Like, I don't really, right, I'll always remember it. It was just weird. Hoping to have a lot of outdoor time soaking in beautiful landscapes. It is beautiful, but it's weird. However, I'm wondering if the freezing rain is a Q-tip bone. I wouldn't say so. Southern California would be warm and relaxing. Okay, well let's decide for you. I would personally go with the freaky place, but if you're wanting that relaxation and the warmth, which does your higher self think? Iceland? Should she go to Iceland? No. Okay. Why not? Wait. Okay. Let me just ask about Southern California then. Southern California. Yes. Why Southern California? Oh, okay. So the wait, go another time. I would still go when it's cold. Wouldn't think there's much point in going to Iceland in the summer. I mean, it would still be beautiful, but you won't get the freakishness of it. It's a place to be experienced in the cold, for sure. Go there at another time. Southern California, allow and choose to change. So you've got the more movement. Yeah, Southern California, it's going to be good for you. It's what you want at the moment. Yeah. Maybe you can change your flight. Can you change your flight? Can you postpone it? I mean, that'd be a sure sign, wouldn't it? If they don't let you cancel it, but if you can postpone it, then that would be a good thing. So, Southern California, allow and choose to change. There's more movement there. Yeah, it'd be good for you. Passion and time alone. Not feeling the mat thing though. More time alone. A reset kind of thing. Yeah, it'd be good for you. A reset. Time alone. Connected in with your passions again. Just doing fun stuff. Things that you like to do. -9 is about 12F. Oh, -30F. About -35 degrees. What the hell? I would die. It's cold here at the moment. It's not even cold. Right now, 26 degrees. Oh. Right now it's 26 degrees. Look at that. Violent rain and heavy rain. It's a pain in the ass. But that's cold for us. I wonder if I can change it to Fahrenheit. Yeah, I can. I can do it just like that. My location. 81. Brrr. This is cold for me. I got my slippers on. I don't have a long sleeve top on, but I could do. I could do right now. I'm spoiled. It's usually much warmer than that right now. Let's change it back to real numbers again. 27 degrees here right now. 25 degrees in this room because the aircon's on to try and get rid of the moisture out of the air because everything's wet. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jessica. Late. You're late. That's freezing. I couldn't even do that. Ooh. I wouldn't survive. Yeah, -9. When I went to Iceland, that's the coldest I've ever been in. Anything else for April about California? Be firmer in gratitude. It's just going to be a really nice time. Yeah, it's what you need. It's what you need right now. You're right. So your guidance is right there already. It's a clue. It is. It's a clue to postpone it. That's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what your higher self said too. Postpone it. Still go there, but wait. For now, Southern California. Perfect. There you go. Anyone else wants a mini read? Get those donations in. But let's shift back to the collective and do some more tarot of the deck that goes with this. Book of Shadows Tarot, which is the So Below deck, or Tower of the Tarot. I always say that, tower. So I remember saying that last time I picked up this deck. No, it's the Tarot of Miserable Ladies, I call it, because there's a lot of miserable ladies in this deck. 43, I just out in shorts. We just get so accustomed, don't we, to the temperatures. We do. And it's not even better when it's like this. Sure, it's cooler, but it's not better for training because the humidity makes you sweat even more. We sweat even more. I prefer heat and dry for training. My skin likes heat, humidity, which is kind of what we have here, but this humidity is a little bit too much. Thanks, Carrie. Okay, well, so let's do the boring stuff then at the moment, is what these cards are saying. Let's get prepared for the long-term stuff that's coming. Don't rush it. Just get ready. Justice. She's quite pleased with herself there. Rubbing her feet. She's done some work. Justice in this deck. Contrary to what some may think, justice does not imply judgment, but simple cause and effect. Everything that happens, happens for a reason. And a season as well. That reason is usually a past action on our part. Only we can determine if the price paid was a bargain or a bad deal. It's the consequences of your actions are at hand. There's a reason to get even more stable or on top of things at the moment. And it's something to do with the past. It's about doing things differently this time. Not jumping into things, being very stable about it. But things can be built from now on. Like the guys were saying last year, these changes that we've got coming in are going to be sticking around for a long time. If you're buying land, if you're starting a business or a relationship, we're talking 35 years. And all these cards are saying that something big can be grown from it. So we've got to make sure that we're really stable and really on top of everything before we get into that. The Hierophant is stuff. She needs justice for the sacrifice of feet. The Hierophant. Apothecary. I think she's teaching this deck. Hang on. What she's learned, you know. The teacher, yeah. The teacher understands the theory behind things. She knows that moving from theory to practical application is not always a smooth translation. Oh, interesting. I was talking about that, well, similar in the energy update today about the practical application of self-love. It's not enough just to look into our eyes in a mirror and affirm to ourselves that we love ourselves, or say those things, or nurture ourselves emotionally and having bubble baths and meditating and all that stuff. We have to actually practically do that self-love in real life, which means putting ourselves first. It means saying no. It just means doing all of those practical things where we, or holding on to our money, or building our money, you know, that kind of thing. It's the practical stuff that shows self-love. It's got to be translated. The lessons that you've learned, the spiritual lessons that you've learned, need to be translated into real life now. She also knows that moving from theory to practical application is not always a smooth translation. In other words, some of the things that you have to do to translate it into actual physical actions, your ego might have contradictions to that. That's not the word I'm looking for. It might not agree that that's the best line of action. It might not translate. So say someone who is learning self-love from a place of from coming from a place of a lot of trauma. Of course, the self-love at first is going to be that soothing, thing, soothing yourself, not feeling so guilty anymore, all of that kind of stuff, the internal stuff. Then it'll get translated, or then it needs to be translated into the real life stuff. But if you're in that situation, you're likely to be codependent, overgiver, generous, because you wish you'd have received that kind of stuff yourself. And so then when the practical application of self-love, you get the guidance to put your money aside, build it for yourself, all those kind of things. Your ego might say, I couldn't possibly do that. I want to be generous and loving. And so the translation of that self-love into practical things might be halted because of the ego. And it's weird, isn't it? Because we've been learning about mainstream ego. We've been learning about ego from mainstream, which is often the opposite of what you and I need to learn about ego. So we've learned about ego from kind of selfish people. So selfish people, or by other people looking at selfish people. We've learned that ego is that like grandiose kind of thing, and so we might not recognize the fearful part of us that says, no, don't have something for yourself, be generous still. We might not recognize it as ego, but it's a fearful thing. Just as much as the opposite is. From the selfish side, it's always about balance, right? She helps others understand not only the whys and wherefores of a subject, but she also helps them apply knowledge to their everyday lives in ways that make for them. I think that's what I do. I try and do that anyway. I try and help people to do this. Yeah, I'm an Hierophant. Taurus. I help people do that, to actually practically apply it in their lives, this stuff, not just the fluffy stuff. The fluffy nonsense that doesn't, it's very nice to listen to and it makes you feel good. I was listening to but it's not practical, it doesn't help you in your life, I was listening to, what's that lady called? I don't know what she's called. She's an astrologer. She's got a very posh British English accent. She's English, and she wears, I can't remember what her name is. She's very pale skinned, and she wears light pink, and she's got like white hair, and her cushions are pink, and everything is just pale and pink. Anyway, her readings are like fluffy nonsense. It's very nice to listen to, but her astrology is like, and then everyone can love each other, and then open up to bringing that spiritual into none of it is practical. None of it is on an individual level. Like, what can you do in your life right now? What does this mean to me in the astrology? How can I even get to that love and fluff? How can we actually get there? Like, how can I apply it in my life right now? She's not that at all. And I was listening to it yesterday, and I'm like, how does anyone get anything from this apart from that kind of soothing if you're feeling like the world is a shithole and you don't have any hope kind of thing? Anyway. Can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else, indeed. Good job. You care enough about you to ask for what you want. Weren't able to do that before. Me too. And now I've got it. Now I'm really particular about it. It's like, don't even come at me if you're not, a giant bag of hurts. It's got to be practical, right? It's got to be practical. There is a time for the soothing. There is. I mean, I don't think people that are highly traumatized and in that stage of it should really be listening to me. I think they should be listening to the fluffy nonsense soothers. It's not nonsense. There's a place for it. There was a place in my life for that stuff. There was a time and a place for that. But it's not for me now. We can move on from that and apply it. And of what that actually means, PTSD. It's not all witchcraft and rainbows and dolphins and fluffiness. That was always my problem with Doreen Virtue, that she wasn't grounded. It was fluffy nonsense. Even when I was in fluffy nonsense stage, when I was in need of that that loving and nurturing thing and feeling better about the world, she was still too fluffy nonsense for me. Then we got the Hermit. There she is, soothing herself, having a bath. Ooh. Unicorn farts and rainbows and dolphins and love and light. Hermit 9. The Hermit knows that she must sometimes put herself first. Yeah. And our ego doesn't like us to do that when we have been accustomed to a lot of giving. Downtime has to be a priority. Without it, she cannot recharge her soul. I'm having much more downtime now. Yeah, much more. As she continues to grow and change, she must continually reassess her beliefs. Continually listen to the ego. Continually be asking ourselves, is that ego? Is that coming from fear? Am I allowed to put myself first? Am I allowed to grow things for myself and actually have something for myself? Am I allowed to take up space in the world? Family's going out for breakfast. All on one scooter. As she continues to grow and change, she must continually reassess her beliefs, retreating from distractions to touch base with her own heart. Distractions. That's been coming up a lot in readings lately. Retreating from distractions to touch base, and that's what tea ceremony says as well. Retreat from distractions. Be very present. To touch base with her own heart is not only a once-in-a-lifetime event, but a regular date with herself. Nice. Retreating from distractions to determine your own truth. And then we got the Lovers. Da, da, da. Look, Lovers and buying a house. Maybe starting a business too. All of it. We've got the dad is riding the scooter. He's the one in charge. Where's she? Is she going to be sandwiched between mum and dad, or is she going on the front? Little girl. Or they're not advanced family scooter riding. They're being slow about the amount. Usually kids just jump, well, the Thai kids just jump straight on. She's in the middle. Oh no, she's at the front. The little girl's at the front, in front of her dad, so. You're a very strict Southern Baptist. Had a rebirth spiritual awakening with Alcoholics Anonymous at 22. Wow. Wasn't enough. There's always stages to it, right? That's what that card just said. Fundamentalist. Oh. Yeah, my parents, Catholic. The Lovers. The Lovers are two people, or sometimes a single person, for this card. It's not always about romantic relationships, who commit to a certain path, who decide to pursue a certain long-term goal. It's very serious. This is not some random or spontaneous decision. See, that's what I was saying before, right? It's not the let's jump in, let's just wing it, let's just have that instant gratification, let's have sex, let's just do it, let's just dive into this and not even think about it. It's not that. They are in it for the duration and intend to see it to the very end. Consequently, it should be a well-considered decision that includes much soul-searching as well as a good balance between heart and mind. Making decisions that honor the wisdom of the heart. The wisdom of the heart is what? Well, it's the self-love that we've been learning. It's the stability that we've been gaining. It's about translating that into practical applications in our lives. Who's that? Oh, someone's bought a love reading. Carrie, thanks for your donation. Guidance for me with my person. Sometimes it's very open about feelings, then closes up. I'm one of those. And trying to be patient. We live at a large distance. Reconnected after 24 years. Wow. Been eight months now. Open and closed, huh? Thank you. Oh no, that was for the reading. I thought there was another donation in, but that was a big donation. It was actually a private reading. So how come this flip-flop open back feelings and then closes up? What's going on with Carrie's person? Completion that Naam heard. No, they've got something going on. An ending going on in their lives. Are you aware of that, Carrie? Communicating themselves better now. When they're not communicating with you, they're actually communicating with someone else better than they ever have before. Nice. Okay, they've got an ending going on with someone here. Maybe an ex or something like that, cutting them out of their life. Someone feels a bit needy. Keep on coming back in, getting in touch with them. It feels like when this person is open with you, communicating emotionally, makes them feel confident that they are a better communicator than they thought. This ex, it feels like an ex probably told them that they weren't good at communicating. And then the ex comes back in, maybe because they're picking up on his new energy of like, I'm a good communicator. The ex comes back in like, oh, how are you, what you're doing kind of thing, or can you help me? Feels very needy energy. And he feels confident then to communicate even better with them. There's a completion process that wasn't available to him going on. Wasn't available before to him going on. You know when an ex comes back in your life and you wish that you had ended it better than you did, or tied up loose ends, or you said that thing to them, or you wish you'd have fought for this, or whatever, been hurt in some kind of a way, but you just didn't have it in you to do that. You didn't have the awareness or whatever in you to do that. That's what he went through in the past. You might be aware of that or not. And now he's communicating with you, feeling better. This one comes back in from the past for him to, and it's getting a better completion from it. It's tying up loose ends. It's really good. But while that's going on, shuts down from you. It's not a bad sign at all. It's just attention is somewhere else. One step at a time. That's what I was getting. Step up each time, a step up each time. So it feels like hot and cold to you, like off, on. It's not. It's step up. Talk to you, step up. I'm feeling better. Oh, something else happens in my life and I get a completion with that. Back in touch with you, step up. That's what it is, one step at a time. Mirror reflections, very good relationship. And what about for you? So what's going on with them? What about you? You're preparing yourself, like all of these cards are saying, in written communication with them, whilst you're preparing yourself for this. Feels like it's going to be a significant relationship to me. How long did you say? 24 years apart. Wow. Yeah, feels like it's going to be a significant relationship. You're both getting prepared at the moment. They're releasing stuff still. And you're preparing yourself in some kind of way. Let's find out about that. Some kind of a way. Gratitude and joy now. So it's to receive even more, to have a happy time kind of thing. It's letting go of the baggage. Both letting go of baggage at the moment from unhappier times, so that you're not expecting that from each other. Nice. Excuse me. I saw one of them. Jesus was Jewish, right? I know, who wants to go to heaven if it's full of all the Catholics and the fundamentalists? Not me. Oh my God, no. He is ending something. There you go. But it's really good, Carrie. Yeah, it's really good. I was getting that stepping process. I was feeling that from the start when I was hearing about the communication thing. So very nice. It's all written. You don't speak the same language. Isn't that interesting? Well, we actually communicate, but we don't speak the same language. Well, we kind of do. I speak a bit of his language. He speaks a bit of my language, but it's actually we communicate better face to face with this one rather than written. It's tough, I know, but it's important. I mean, it's a slow progress thing. It's what all these cards have been saying. There's loose ends to tie up, and it's for long term. So, got to hang on in there. Ricky, you've learned to not let their opinions affect you. You should take care of all the ugly energy and internalize it. Finally realize it's theirs, right? It's theirs. Yes. How freeing. I still get bugged by it. You see, because my mum is very negative person, complainy person. Like, wow, she can find something to complain about. When she came to stay with me in Australia, she was complaining about the bird song. I mean, really, she can complain about anything. And it still bugs me, especially Western middle-aged women, I find are the ones that do the most complaining. And there was one yesterday, just like she constantly complains to me all the time. It's like, stop. And so I was saying to my man, it was funny as well, because I'm like, he was there. She started complaining to him a little bit. He walked away. And she was complaining to me. And so he called me over to do another round of training. And I'm like, she complains all the time, every day. And not to you and not to him, not to the people that are actually got the business, but to me. And he was laughing. And then he stepped it up to try and get the frustration out. I'm bothered by that still. It annoys me. It really annoys me. People come to this tropical island, which to me is just amazing. And they can still find things to complain about. It's never the ties, and it's never the men, and it's never the younger women. It's the older women for some reason. What's that about? Maybe just having a hard time the whole lives. It causes us to be bitter, right? Or it's just my triggers. I'm only noticing the ones that bug me because they remind me of my mum. Could be that. Mm-hmm. Join our community on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, join our community. Yeah, non-verbal communication. I like that. You can look into each other's eyes and know what you're going on about. And you can say something and it doesn't even make like sense in English, but I still know what it's going on about. Or you could just look at me and I know what it's going on about. Yeah, that's why it's easier with me and him face to face, because we just get it. And I can even get jokes when he's saying them in Thai too, because he's saying the same things that I would say in that situation. Even if I don't understand it, I can laugh because I know exactly what he's saying. All good things take time. I think it's going to be over a year until I have some more wine. It was too much. It made me feel too drunk, and it gave me, not a headache, it gave me severe dehydration and poor sleep. I like Kahlua. Spirits. Spirits are my thing now. I don't get hangovers from them. I just feel good on them. The Four of Chalices. It's like she's having a dream. It's being so cheerful that keeps you going, right? Yeah. I think I might be a little bit too. I definitely was overly positive, overly optimistic, and all of that. But I still have that about me. And I think you're right. I think we need that. Why is what like? What would be the point? What am I doing? Four of chalices. So we've got the lovers, and it's a long-term thing. Four of chalices, four of cups. From this deck, which is, again, it's more like the traditional tarot, but it's still a little bit different. Four of cups. Three wonderful gifts. Three wonderful gifts are presented to this woman, but she does not care for any of them. Instead, she visualizes a fourth option, which is difficult. I don't want any of those. I want that thing that I really want. This situation could lead to manifesting something amazing or giving into depression. Oh, wow, we were just talking about that. Which will she choose? Dissatisfaction with reality. Oh my God, it's what we were just talking about. So it's a choice. You can either go, there's that, the ones that cheat, there's this and this, all the stuff that we don't want, and focus on that and get real bitter and resentful about it and complain. Or we can go, no, I don't want that and I don't want that because I'm worthy of it. I'm very positive, and it's like, no, there's this one shiny, shiny cup that's coming in that is what I do want. And so that focus on the what you do want. Nice. Yes. Focusing on what we do want. Know that we're worthy of it, right? And how we'll give it to ourselves if someone else doesn't come in and give it to us. And we'll be happy no matter what. Premonition. It's and don't complain about the complainers, because complaining about complainers is still complaining, Claire. Five of Swords. I like this card. Look at them. She's like, yay, you got the best. They're all like, bitch. The kind of competition, the chaos and conflict. You see, they ain't doing the self-love thing. These are the complainers that we were talking about. She's had her sights on winning now, on getting that cup, that one cup that we just saw in that card. Look at their cups. They've got the other cups. One of them's got this one. The other one's got that one. They've got the ones that they don't really want. They've settled for it, right? Those ones. And they ain't happy. And she's got what she wants. Why? Because she focused on that cup that she wants. And she's been doing the self-love thing. Five of Swords. And they aren't happy. And we've not got to care about that because they're going to complain. The complainer's going to complain. Five of Swords. So we can't make them happy because they're not happy. They can only make themselves happy. Five of Swords. Our society encourages intense competition on many levels and in many areas of life. And if they're not putting that work in, that inner work in, and doing that stuff, they're not ever going to get that good stuff, are they? So it's on them. It's not on us. Even for those who win, there can be conflicted feelings about the situation. Friendly competition is only a few steps removed from conflict. While winning can feel great, it can feel a lot of other things too, especially if people-pleasing is your thing. Mixed reactions in a competitive situation. Thank you, Lisa. And Shaz. Some people are just not able to feel, or just not able, and feel more comfortable being unhappy. Yeah, some people have happiness in unhappiness. That was my mum for sure. Reveled in it in a way. It was a comfort zone, that uncomfortable place. So yeah, just be careful of that people-pleasing thing, because in an ideal world, we want everyone to be happy with us when we actually win in the end and get what it is that we want. But only those people that are doing the self-love thing for themselves are going to feel happy for you. The rest are not. And that's got to be okay, because you can't please them because they're not pleasing themselves. And then we got the wheel. So we're going to get what we want. Nice. Look at this. What a nice Wheel of Fortune card. It's got all the seasons there. Time for everything, right? I was getting that. What was it? There's everything happens for a reason card came out, and I heard season as well. So there's a time for everything. Oh, my abs hurt. Taking our frustrations out yesterday. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheel knows that she's continually in motion. The external expression of her experience is always changing. At the center, in the depths of her heart, she finds enough stability to not be upset or alarmed by the natural changes in life. Yeah, keep your stability. It's going to keep on changing. And this is about divine timing as well. I'm getting a very strong divine timing message from this one. It's the natural changes in life. We can't really speed it up. For as much as like the reasons like, oh, you can speed up manifestation by doing this. No, you can't really. Can't speed it up. You'll be happy either way. Yay! And make the best decision for you. Not for anyone else. Good for you. Yeah, these are. Shaz. Thanks for your donation, Shaz. You can get some higher self-guidance, Shaz. Yes, higher self-guidance for Shaz. Shazza. Shaz. What can we tell Shaz? Forgive them for abundance. Oh yeah, this can really muddy waters. So on our path to abundance, like in the stability, and then there's like, we remember that person from the past that stole from us, didn't give us that bonus or that promotion, that one that we got divorced from that took way too much, resentful. Oh, you're moving forward in your abundance at the moment, Shaz, or your high self wants you to, but there's something in the past here around your abundance. Someone did the wrong thing by you and you haven't let it go yet. Now, why wouldn't you let it go? Well, because you could have handled it differently, but you didn't. So you didn't fight for it, or you didn't stand up for yourself, or you didn't like put your foot down and say, no, you're not stealing that. You didn't chase them after they stole it from you. Or you didn't fight for it, or you let it happen in some kind of a way. So the anger is really with yourself, not with them. Lisa, I haven't seen your questions. I'll find them. Oh, your question is, did you choose correctly? Okay, I'll get to you next. Shaz. So, about your abundance, your higher self wants you to have abundance, but there's this thing in the past, and it's not really about forgiving them, it's really about forgiving yourself for the way that you handled it. We're never annoyed at someone else. We're not really annoyed at them. We're annoyed at what we didn't do, how we didn't handle it, what we didn't say, all of that kind of stuff. It's really, we're annoyed at ourselves for that. So it feels to me like you've learned enough now to do things differently. And so imagine that thing from the past. Imagine what you'd do now. Rewrite that story in a way. And well, if anyone ever did that to me again, this is what I'd do now. You see, I regret now my divorce. I don't regret doing the 50-50 thing. I did 50-50 with all the money and all of that. Even though he came into the relationship at the start of it with debt, I came in with nothing. Yeah, no savings or anything, but he came in with a lot of debt and with a house that wasn't worth what it was worth. And I was the one that was made. He earned more money, but I made more money. So I've got the entrepreneurial thing and investment thing where I made a lot of money for us both in that and paid his debt off and stuff like that. So it shouldn't have been 50-50. And I think we both know that it shouldn't have been 50-50. I kind of regret that. It was a kind of a cutting my losses thing. What I do regret is not fighting him on the children thing, because we did 50-50 on that and he didn't uphold that and he turned them against me. And I regret I was like being the love and light peacemaker thing, and I just gave into that, and I regret that. So my point being, whatever's happened to you is like, and I would do it so differently now. I would do it so differently. Like, there's no way I'd let that stuff happen anymore. And so you can do a rerun. You can go back and think, okay, well, this Claire in that situation, if I'm divorcing him today, my ex-husband, which the divorce was 22 years ago, but if I was doing that today, oh, it'd be very different. You got growth in time alone. So again, I'm talking about abundance. Growing your abundance alone. There's something about you finding that stability. Like, the universe wants you to have it, to have the abundance and to know that you're loved. It wants you to have that self-worth and open up to that abundance. It's a precursor to love. It needs to happen first. It's a sign that you are open to actually being loved, that you've done the self-love and the self-worth thing kind of thing. The abundance comes first and then a relationship. So if relationships are being held back from you at the moment, it's because of that. Work on the abundance first and let that in. Definitely about the past stuff. Lisa, thanks for your donation. Did you choose correctly, Lisa? Did Lisa choose correctly? What you chose was no, no. I was telling you all on Monday about a private reading that I did, and it was just like the no crystals coming out all the time. She got another reading. I did another one for her yesterday, and the no crystal. Oh my god! But this time we got a clear explanation about it. She asked about the same thing again, and like why her internal feelings of excitement, of positivity around it. How can that be? Have an internal guidance like that and have the no crystal come out? What's that about? It was a very interesting answer that I got for that. It's that, I'll tell you this. It's that the answer was, we have our own agenda, right? So your agenda as a human being might be, okay, I'm getting into this business to make money, right? And then you have an idea in this business and you think, that's going to make a lot of money. And so you get the guidance, you get excited about that. You get the excitement, so it's in alignment with you and your wishes of what you want. Now, why would your higher self not agree with that? Why would it say no? Because it's got a different agenda. It's not bothered about the money. It's bothered about your growth, right? So the higher self has a different agenda. So that's why she was getting different guidance from her own guidance. Even though she would get what she wants from that path, her higher self was saying no, because her higher self knows that she doesn't really want that thing that she wants to get from that path. It will be quite empty once she gets there. She actually wants something much better than that. It was very interesting. So, Lisa, no, you didn't make the right choice. Let's find out about that, Lisa. Oh, you got the abundance card as well. Interesting, isn't it? Abundance right in the middle of the reading there, both in the Lenormand and in the tarot. And a lot of your guidances, peeps, is about abundance at the core of it. Abundance. Money, yes. Plenty of everything. It's source energy. It's love. It's love energy. If we're open to receiving, we receive all kinds of things. Opportunities, money, plenty, like gifts, and just a lot, including love. It's all the same thing. So, did you make the right decision, the right choice? No. You've got a mystery path. Why? Because you don't necessarily know what's best for you. Your higher self does, but we don't necessarily know what's best for us. What we're going for is not what's necessarily best for us. So you're on a mystery path, and the choices that you've made could be how you think you're going to get to what it is that you truly want, because there is a part of you that knows what you truly want, that's in alignment with your higher self for sure, but your way to it, you might think, is through this, and it could be through money or something like that. but there's a mystery path instead. So there's a more magical path opening up to you. It's very similar. That's why I mentioned that private reading that I did, because it's very similar to that. Is your agenda isn't necessarily higher self's agenda. It knows better. It knows that there's even more that you want. So, Lisa, be willing to make good choices for yourself, to do what you love, in the ambiguity if you don't know where you're going. Just make choices in the moment of what it is that you love, instead of trying to plan out a path to getting what you think it is that you want. Be willing to go with the flow of the path, the mystery path that your higher self has got for you. And just take the next step, that magical path, you know? Just that magical path. So have a more magical mindset, less planning, logical, muggle mindset, more of a magical co-creation with the universe and with your higher self. Okay, what now, higher self? That's a good way of doing it. It's like you wake up in the morning, higher self, what we're doing today. Like, I know you've got something much better for me, so you tell me what to do. What shall we do today? And then it's the stuff that you'll feel. This make love card, it's about doing what you love. So it's the choices that you make that are in the moment. What would be most fun? What feels best for you in that moment? And if you keep on doing that, then you'll be following that magical path. That's when those synchronicities happen. That's when that magic happens. That's when like something just shows up and we're available to it and we see it. And it's like, yes, hell yes, that would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. That's how we get on that magical path. It's through magical thinking. So I've got to be open to it and having like I call it like living in conversation with the universe. I have actually been doing it more in the last couple of days than I usually do. It's like, come on, what next? Come on. I want something to happen in my life. I want it to speed up, you know? And when I'm in that energy, it's like, come on, next step, next step. It's all getting a bit stagnant. That's when I will talk to the universe more. What do you want me to do now? Bring it in, like bring it on, next step. Come on, I'm ready, I'm willing. I'm ready and willing, like this. Willingness. I'm going to do it, whatever comes up. Make love. Anything else about this choice that she made wrong, apparently? It's not that it's a wrong choice. The choice was kind of aligned with you, but your vision isn't the best for you. Kind of thing. The highest, let's put it that way. So you're being encouraged to surrender it. Yeah, you're being encouraged to surrender. There's something better for you, is all it is. There's something better. So let it go. Surrender it. What was it, Lisa? What was your choice? Thanks for your donation. Yeah, you don't think there's ever a right or wrong choice, just a lesson. I would agree with that. Yeah, all the things you thought were horrible taught you so much more. Yeah, and it is. We always learn more from the challenges. Oh, that was another interesting thing in a private reading yesterday. Is when we have like altruistic intentions behind something. So this customer was saying, I really want to do this thing because I can see myself as like this queen, and it was like like being an angel investor kind of thing. It was that kind of thing. She's like, that would feel incredible to me to be this angel investor investing in things and help especially women out in business and be an investor in that, and that just feels incredible to me. Higher self was like, no. Higher self says no. Why, higher self? I'm like, it does sound great. Why? Why are you saying no? Higher self says, because all the good stuff comes from the challenge. And if someone is starting out a business, they don't want a handout. They don't want it to be easy. You think you want it to be easy. You think you want a leg up, but you don't actually want that. Why? Because unless you've got the driving force energy to do it yourself and overcome that initial challenge. You don't have the energy to actually see it through. And so we all need that rite of passage of the challenge to get something good in the end. And if you're given a handout, if someone helps you too much at the beginning stage like that, they're not going to do it. And her higher self was saying, remember back to your start. Yes, you're wishing you could have had a leg up and someone like you, an angel investor, come along and help you out. But actually you don't. You wouldn't have done it. You wouldn't have done it. You would have backed away from it. You would never have had that strong energy driving force without that challenge at the start of it. So leave them to the challenge. That's that whole, it seems like a great perspective and generosity and all of that. It seems like a good thing that you're doing. But from an energetic point of view, it's not. It's enabling, and it's going to actually hinder them. It's like any kind of a handout kind of thing. It's going to hinder them. Interesting, huh? I think so. But yeah, the challenges, they're very important. They are. Show the universe, you've got to do better than that. I'm not settling. Exactly. I agree. It is all good. And when we go through these challenges, and especially the gnarliest challenges, you know that there's going to be a bonus at the end of it, a universal bonus. We always get a step up from it. I always get a bonus from it. I know something really good is coming if there's something really crap that I'm going through. Wasted too many years with this wrong. Ugh. Wish people wouldn't be so ugly, right? Me too. But I mean, that's the world we live in. They're here to learn. Like, we're all here to learn, and we're all at different stages, and so it's got to be okay for them to be like that. And let's face it, we've all been ugly in our time, haven't we? You're welcome, Shaz. Situation 2 years, you really should have handled differently, but you didn't because you were at where you were at, and you did what you did. Hey, Jennifer. Christine, you spoke to an old friend yesterday. Said you sounded great. Are you great? One day at a time. There you go. Yeah. Good job, Christine. Good job, Ricky, as well. How far we've come. Oh, I feel it, you know. Oh, the last 3 years, I'm a different person. Yeah, different person. I feel grown up at last. You've had so much been going on, Christine. It's crazy, right? Massive tower moments for Christine. Wow. Massive. Is there anything else we need to know about this? It's all very serious, isn't it? It's like, oh, sort the stuff out now. Be in it for the long term. Very grounded advice going on here. And don't try and people please. They're not going to be happy, those unhappy people. Leave people with their own challenges and stuff like that. That's another message from this. Trying to help people. I mean, it's nice to help people, but it's tricky to know what is actually helping. Because it blows my mind. When I do the readings, it's beyond my wisdom, right? If a friend had come to me asking the same things as my clients, I would tell them the opposite. And I'm like, you're kidding me. You got to be kidding me. When I put the crystals out, it's like, no. I'm like, this is quite obviously a yes. You must have it wrong, KSL. Keep on pulling them out. And it's like, no, 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 no. Damn it. They continually surprise me, the readings, with the kind. It's so hard to see what's best for us. It's so hard. Anyway, join our Facebook community Do we need? I don't think we need more cards out. I don't think there's even anything remotely romantic really going on. We might be preparing ourselves for a romantic relationship, but this is very down to earth. And it's good. Yeah, I don't think I need to add anything to that. So there we go. Thanks everyone for coming along. Let's do this all over again on Friday. I'll be putting out another pick a card read later on today, which I'll record today. I don't know what it's going to be about yet. Any ideas? What would you like me to do a pick a card read on? Maybe just a past, present, future one today. Could do that. And yeah, let's do this all over again on Friday in 2 days' time. Thanks for all of your donations and just being here with me, so I'm not talking to myself. And good to see you all. See you next time. Have a good one. Bye.